the two undefeated featherweights. Valdez, the younger man by 6 years. Tommasone has a little more reach, and he has plenty of confidence.
An undefeated world challenger known as Mr. Wolf, introducing Carmine Tommasone. He also is undefeated in his campaign in the professional ranks with a record of 24 wins, no losses, 19 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making his return to the ring in the 5th defense of his world title, introducing the undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, Oscar Valdez.
Gentlemen, you received your instructions earlier. You both know what I expect. Please, a good championship fight, obey my commands, and protect yourself at all times. Good luck.
He went down, cracked in the jaw, got up laughing. That's when he knew it was apparently okay. He had been healed.
But the group that didn't know was his camp.
Ready? Okay, go ahead.
They didn't want to hear anything of it. And then they found out after the fact. They told us yesterday.
I'm gonna start off by saying this. Just watch the body work. The left hook to the body of Valdez.
Tommasone will jab, and then he'll jab some more.
Jab some more.
This is the U.S. debut for Carmine Tommasone. And then 2 fights last year.
Valdez right now just having a look at Tommasone. Tommasone is real active with his jab. Throws about 74 jabs around. Nice little right hand by Valdez. Look for Valdez to probably start going down to the body of Tommasone.
And after Tommasone finishes jabbing, he's out to clutch.
And goes to the body with the right hand is Tommasone. And there's a far more effective jab from Valdez. 5th title defense of this belt. First won the featherweight title back in July of 2016 for Mexico.
Well, you saw the big left hook. That's definitely a fundamental flaw, throwing the hook from the front. Got to be careful, especially if you have a guy that actually has a right hand. And Tommasone does have a sneaky right hand. He can catch Valdez if Valdez gets a little bit too impatient.
He's already made a miss a couple times and missed big.
But Valdez to me seems a little bit too stiff, you know. It just seems like he's thinking a little bit too much.
Guy's been off 11 months.
Yeah, I get it.
There's a wide right hand as we come to the end of round number 1, the return of Oscar Valdez, as Carmine Tommasone gets his title shot. World champion at featherweight, the WBO, against the challenger Carmine Tommasone from Campania. He comes to the U.S. and makes his stateside debut at 19-0. There's Valdez, popular fighter in Arizona. He was born in Mexico, but he moved to Tucson when he was a year old. He's got a huge extended family in Arizona.
He's unmarked.
Exactly.
He's walking around the hotel with his girlfriend. He looks more like a race car driver than a fighter.
Jockey. Right now, you see the left hand of Tommasone. It's actually down. The looping right hand or straight right hand is available for him if he just times it just right.
See if he can find the space for that.
Timing seems to be a little bit off for Valdez.
When he's missing by a lot.
As was just the case with that right hand.
And that's ring rust. That's been off for so long. It's going to take him a few rounds to warm up.
Coming off that back and forth brawl. As a candidate for Fight of the Year when he went up against Scott Quigg in Carson, California. Broke his jaw, fought on.
Joe, it wasn't misty. It was a downpour.
We recovered a little bit, weren't we? Good stiff jab from Valdez.
Got to be careful with the right hand of Tommasone.
It's good he's not fighting a big puncher. He's going to make him pay more.
Well, I think this was the perfect guy to come back against, wasn't it?
I think Valdez earned his right after 3 wars.
No doubt.
And suffering a broken jaw in his last fight against Scott Quigg. He needs a soft touch.
I'm not sure that this is a soft touch as we usually talk about it. He might give him a boxing lesson tonight in the process of even getting beat.
That was a nice right hand to the body from Valdez. Yeah, it's a 19-0 fighter who can box, has Olympic pedigree. It's just a guy who maybe not much of a threat with the right hand with 5 knockouts among his 19 wins.
Tommasone's plan is make him miss and make him mad. If Oscar's upset, but he's executing it pretty well.
End of round 2, time for our switch moment. Great performance to get the night started here on ESPN. Our first world title fight was that fight for the IBF lightweight belt. This is round 3 of the WBO featherweight championship. Valdez, the belt holder, against Tommasone, the challenger. And then at midnight, we're going to move over to ESPN Plus, and we're going to have Teofimo Lopez. By all accounts, is the most exciting, dynamic young power puncher in the sport. He was named the prospect of the year. He's 11-0 with 9 knockouts, and he's going to take on the 31-win veteran Diego Magdaleno, Eleider Alvarez, and Sergey Kovalev for the light heavyweight championship. That's on ESPN Plus.
You can see Valdez getting a little frustrated, not being able to hit the target. Tommasone's moving well, using his jab, trying to stay out of range. And that's what Valdez needs to do.
I see Valdez for the first time in the fight establishing some timing with his jab.
To take the legs of Tommasone.
One of the problems with Valdez, vary the tempo for a combination.
You always want to change the tempo up on your combinations and the speed and come up with a surprising hard shot. They're called setup punches. Tap, 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 then boom.
And that's what Oscar has not been great at, setting stuff up.
Well, like I said, it's going to take some time, but he's great at going down to the body.
Joe, you spoke before about Olympic pedigree.
Yep.
Oscar Valdez is Mexico's only 2-time Olympian.
2008, he was in at 119 pounds.
17
he was only
years old.
Yeah, 17 years old when he did that. He's the first Mexican also to medal at the World Championships. And he was a flag bearer for Mexico in the Central American Games. Very, very proud of his amateur accolades. That'll be 7 o'clock on Sunday, February 10th, right here on ESPN.
Beautiful shot there by Valdez. Tommasone actually was shooting the jab, pulled out. Valdez followed him out with the left hook.
Best shots of the fight have been Valdez with the right to the body.
And a knockdown scored here by Valdez. Valdez looking patient, but on the attack.
Once again, Tommasone got caught trying to exit, trying to get away from Valdez.
Second time in his career that he's been knocked down. He was knocked down in a fight in a first round in 2014. He went on to win.
And he put himself right in the line of the right hand of Valdez.
He's looking for that wide sweeping left hook there.
What's going to stand out to him when he looks at the tape of this fight?
He's going to see his timing off a little bit, you know, but he's starting to find the mark now. Slowed him down with those right hands to the body with the performance.
Mouth is open when he punches. Same stuff we've heard before that he needs to clean up.
Yeah. His defense is a little better. You know, he's not getting hit with just silly stuff. You know, trying to keep his hands at home, you see, trying to be disciplined. with his hands. See him parry the jab there.
It's not the thrilling kind of fight we saw. Tommasone takes it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Walk to me. Hand me that towel and drop. Thank you.
And down he goes.
So now round number 5 here. WBO featherweight world champion Oscar Valdez digging to the body here in round 5. Bernardo, what can you offer from the corner of Valdez?
All right, Eddie, ¿qué te está gustando de lo que ha hecho Oscar Valdez, especialmente en ese cuarto round?
Pues es que está trabajando un poco más relajado, no se está alocando, no está perdiendo el balance. Está trabajando buenas fintas, está trabajando bien su recto de izquierda.
Oscar's implementing everything we worked on. He's using feints. He's not going crazy. He's not throwing looping shots. He's setting things up. I'm very happy with what he's doing so far.
He's not
he
going
had his
crazy.
man hurt there in that last round. He stayed control. He managed things. Did what he wanted to do and then landed the body punch late. Scored that second knockdown.
I've occasionally seen him in the past.
It's not the dramatic fight we saw last time, but it might be the fight that he needs, Oscar Valdez. I think there was a lot of rust he had to get off.
Well, he's finding the mark now. You see exactly what Tommasone is doing. He's standing a little bit more in front. The body work is definitely paid his toll, you know, on.
And he finally connected with that overhand right.
Yeah, when you get hit down to the body, you know, your legs start going, you start wondering what's going on. Like, hey, I ran, 5 miles a day. You know, I did my strength training. What's going on with my legs? Well, you're getting hit to the body, you're getting drained. Taking the power away from you. And that's exactly what Valdez is doing right now.
It's a lot of blood coming from the mouth of Tommasone, which means he's swallowing blood, which means it's going to cut your air. And
Absolutely.
affects you.
It does affect you. You taste that blood too.
That's right.
It's disgusting.
He stopped him from jabbing.
But it's not a whole lot of power. It's more of a, get away from me jab, as opposed to a stiff jab.
Which is one of the questions we put forth. Would he have enough to keep Valdez off of him? The challenger, Carmine Tommasone, went down, came here for his U.S. debut at 19-0, but maybe the perfect fit for Oscar Valdez to make his return. Back from the broken jaw, 18 punches landed in that last round, as Valdez was able to control things throughout, both men opening up with right hands. Digging to the body with a left and a right is Valdez, now taking those steps forward. Bernardo, what are they saying in the corner of Carmine Tommasone?
Michele Picariello is actually saying that he's recovered, but
his
apparently
leg
not.
bent on that knockdown, exactly. And let's see if Valdez can close the show. Just when they thought they had settled down in the 5th round, as Bernardo reported after the 2 knockdowns in the 4th round.
Mentioned before, he looked like a dashing race car driver. Let me steal a line here. He ain't pretty no more.
No, Raging Bull was scripted.
Tommasone doesn't have enough firepower to keep Valdez up off of Valdez. He's just strong. He's marching forward now. He's confident. And now he's finding the mark a lot more easily.
The question is, what happens when he finds a guy who has a stiff jab?
Boy, Valdez keeps trying to get that left hand around that guard to the body. There, he does it right there. Doubled it up, went up top as well. You could see him targeting it, trying to place it, and he doubled up that left hook that time, downstairs and upstairs.
That was nice. I don't see that often.
Tommasone still working.
I mean, if he could punch a little.
Problem is, we know the answer, right? Problem is, we know the answer, right?
You see Valdez just trying to march forward, just really not trying to show any respect to Tommasone.
He has stayed composed. He's coming to the end of round number 6. 3-punch combination from the champ, Oscar Valdez, in complete control.
Time.
What's up? You can speak to us. It's over. Oscar Valdez.
It's okay.
Welcome
It's okay.
back.
It's over. It's okay. It's okay.
Beautiful shot. Tommasone never saw this punch coming.
He is the winner by way of technical knockout and still the undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, Oscar